First oral question, Lord Strasburger.
I beg leave to ask the question standing in my name in the order paper, and I draw the House's attention to the fact that I am chair of Big Brother Watch.
This government takes privacy very seriously. We have a long-standing position of protecting privacy whilst also ensuring action can be taken against child sexual abusers and terrorists. I cannot comment on operational matters today, including neither confirming nor denying the existence of any notices. This has been the long-standing position of successive UK governments for reasons of national security.
Once again, my Lords, the Home Office has demonstrated its disdain for the privacy and the digital security of British citizens and companies. Strong encryption is essential to protect our data and our commerce from attack by organised crime and rogue states. Any weakness inserted into encryption for the benefit of the authorities is also available to those who would do us harm. And yet that is precisely what the government is demanding from Apple. Could the Minister please explain why the Home Office wants to make Apple's British customers the most at risk in the world of being hacked?
I know the Noble Lord has had a long interest in these matters because we served on a bill together some 9 or 10 years ago on the Investigatory Powers Act. But you'll have to understand that today I can't comment on operational matters relating to any issue, including neither confirming nor denying the existence of any notices. That's standard government procedure. I can't comment upon it, and I'm afraid I know that will disappoint the Noble Lord, but that is the answer I have to give him.
The fact that Apple has withdrawn this level of encryption from the UK is in the public domain, even if the Noble Lord doesn't wish to comment on whether a notice has been issued or not. But could I ask him to comment on the fact that Apple, for whatever reason, has withdrawn that level of encryption from the UK, that it's reported in the United States newspapers that it is because of a technical capability notice issued by the United Kingdom government? And has this come up in any sense in discussions that His Majesty's government have had with the United States government, both about trade arrangements that might exist between us in the immediate future and about our ambition to be an AI superpower in the near future?
The Noble Lord again raises issues which I know he has an interest in. Decisions made by Apple are a matter for Apple, and the removal of any features are a matter for Apple. And again, for reasons of national security, I cannot confirm or deny any conversations that we've had or any issues that are undertaken because of national security reasons.
Lords, it seems the
my Lords, I understand that my noble friend obviously cannot comment on any notice issued to Apple in this regard. But what he could, I am sure, comment on is the nature of the assessment made by His Majesty's government in terms of whether or not such a notice might be issued. Can he confirm that the consideration will include a trade-off between the general weakening of security and the position of confidentiality against the gains that will be obtained by the security services in terms of any opportunity to de-encrypt materials? And in so doing, can he comment on whether or not such an assessment looks also at what other capabilities the security services may have in respect of individuals on whom they wish to obtain information?
My noble friend again makes interesting points. The government takes privacy very seriously, has a strong reputation internationally for protecting human rights. Access to data can only happen under specific circumstances and with strict safeguards, and is taken when it can be taken against child sexual abusers or terrorists. But I come back to the point today. I cannot comment on the operational issues relating to points made in this House today, including neither confirming nor denying the existence of any notices, and that's the position I will have to advise the House of during the course of this question.
And the government's concern with its own privacy and secrecy, less so family group chats and journalist WhatsApp messages. But to avoid that, does the Minister acknowledge that it's not possible for Apple to open doors to all its customers' data and ensure only the police and intelligence services walk through, when it's obvious that criminals, foreign adversaries and others will exploit that weakness? And also, at a time when the government is seeking to establish the UK as a leading hub for innovation and technology, would the Minister agree that it's baffling if the Home Office were to squander that advantage by trying to bully tech companies into undermining their users' privacy, security, civil liberties and free speech?
The Investigatory Powers Act contains robust safeguards, and I served on it with the Noble Lord Strasbourg in relation to the draft bill initially, and that contains independent oversight to protect privacy and ensure data is obtained only on exceptional basis and only when it's necessary and proportionate to do so. And that's the answer I can only give the Noble Baroness today. I can't comment on the operational issues. I can't comment on the case that she's discussing and she's mentioned in relation to Apple. I cannot confirm or deny any notices, and I have to stick to that position today for the House and for national security issues.
And the Noble Lord.
Whilst I acknowledge that the Home Office has already said, and it's been endorsed today by the Noble Lord, the Minister, that it does not comment on operational matters, however, it has been widely reported that this decision by Apple was taken in response to a government demand to view users' encrypted data both in the UK and abroad. Of course, it is right that the government acts to keep people safe, but it must do so whilst respecting people's privacy. So can I ask the Noble Lord, the Minister, to perhaps comment on how the government intends to engage with Apple and other tech companies going forward to make sure that future discussions on security do not result in another unproductive breakdown of relations?
I say to the House, the government takes privacy extremely seriously. We have a strong international reputation for privacy. We continue to work with companies to ensure that privacy is respected. But I can't comment on the issue that is mentioned in relation to any ongoing issues for operational matters. I can't confirm or deny any notices, and I will have to repeat that again, I'm afraid, for the House today.
On a non-operational matter, can the Minister confirm that all decisions of the kind that have been mentioned will routinely be referred to the Investigatory Powers Tribunal so that a decision can be made by that tribunal as to whether government decisions were proportionate or disproportionate?
All proceedings will be referred to the Investigatory Powers Tribunal, and the decision to whether hold a discussion in public or private is for that Investigatory Powers Tribunal, and those matters will be examined, and any judgments on any issue at any time will be made by the Tribunal, and I hope that is a non-controversial matter for the Noble Lord.
And my Lords agree, does my noble friend the Minister agree that whilst encryption gives great security, if you add a journalist to the distribution list, you actually lose that security?
I can only say that, to my knowledge, that is a matter for another nation, not this one, and not this Home Office.
And my Lords, further on a non-operational matter, is the government always clear that its actions conform to the judgment in Podchasov versus Russia by the European Court of Human Rights last February, which held that weakening end-to-end encryption or creating backdoors could not be justified, so the government could potentially be in breach of Article 8 of the European Convention on Human Rights, which guarantees the right to privacy. My Lords, is the government happy to be in the same boat as Russia as regards individual rights and encryption?
I think the Noble Lord will know that Russia and this UK government are so far apart that there is no correlation between the two under any circumstances. In fact, we will also now publicly once again condemn the illegal invasion of Ukraine by Russia. That's how far apart we are on these matters. On the question of access to data only happens under specific circumstances with strict safeguards so that robust action can be taken against child sex abusers and terrorists. And that is the position of this government. If any data is accessed, it is accessed under regulation by the Investigatory Powers Act for the Tribunal and under strict regulation for the purposes of stopping bad people doing bad things.